October 21, 2017, Fayetteville, Arkansas, USA. Auburn Tigers quarterback Jarrett Stidham, 8, celebrates with offensive lineman Austin Golson, 73, after scoring a touchdown in the first quarter against the Arkansas Razorbacks at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Mandatory credit, Nelson Chenault-USA TODAY Sports. Nelson Chenault. 3 players from SEC West champion Auburn are among the first group of undrafted free agents the Jets are expected to sign. The Auburn players expected to join the roster are OL's Austin Golson and Darius James and LB Trey Williams. Auburn defeated eventual national champion Alabama 26-14 in their rivalry game in November before losing to Georgia in the SEC championship game and then Central Florida in the Peach Bowl. Auburn went 10-4 last season. The other expected Jets undrafted free agent signees include FB Dimitri Flowers, Oklahoma, LB Frankie Louvu, Washington State, DT Mike Thomas, Texas Tech, OL Dakota Shepley, U of British Columbia, the Darien Base, Missouri Western, K. Cannon Rooker, Middle Tennessee State, DB Tyrese Beverett, Stony Brook, CB Reggie Hall, Jacksonville State, Denifi Lelau, Vanderbilt. UDFA signings are unconfirmed until deals are officially signed and announced by the team. Sometimes players thought to signing as UDFAs end up being invited to the team's rookie minicamp for a tryout instead. Top QB prospect Sam Darnold 0 hours 1 minute and 2 seconds. Former USC quarterback Sam Darnold is expected to be taken as one of the top QBs in the 2018 NFL Draft. Ralph Vacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, archive. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 seasons behind Brett Favre, then threw for 4,000 yards as one of the NFL's best quarterbacks in his first season as a starter. Eli Manning only sat for 9 games as a rookie before being handed a starting job, and he struggled for the next 3 years. Ben Roethlisberger ended up starting in Week 3, went 13-0 and helped the Steelers get to the AFC Championship game. The next year, they won a Super Bowl, albeit through no fault of his own. There are many ways, obviously, for the Jets to deal with a young, franchise quarterback like Sam Darnold. They all want to play from the start, of course. Meanwhile, their coaches always want them to sit and learn, if there's time. It has worked both ways, and it has failed both ways, and success isn't guaranteed no matter the plan. Chris Herndon highlights 0 hours 0 minutes and 41 seconds. SNY rolls the highlights of Miami. Take Chris Herndon, chosen by the New York Jets in the 4th round of the 2018 NFL Draft. This offseason, the Jets let Austin Seferian-Jenkins go in free agency as they decided not to pay an extra $1 million. Instead, he went to the Jaguars on a 2-year, $10 million deal. Instead, the Jets signed former Raiders take Clive Walford, but his stats don't jump off the page. They also hope that 2017 5th-rounder Jordan Leggett can stay healthy this season, but another player has now been brought into the mix as Seferian-Jenkins' replacement in 2018 4th-round pick Chris Herndon. Robert Deutsch. After finishing Day 3 of the 2018 NFL Draft, the Jets waived WR Jalen Marshall and LB Micah. Marshall signed with the Jets in 2016 as an undrafted free agent, and made a small impact in his rookie year. He hauled in 14 receptions and 2 touchdowns, while also contributing in the return game. However, in 2017, Marshall was mostly on the Jets' practice squad. He signed a reserve, future contract in January with the team. Who played with the CFL's BC Lions last season, also signed a reserve, future contract with the Jets back in February. The 24-year-old was a Texas Tech product that signed with the Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent back in 2016. Geico Sports Night. Mockagnan, Jets 0 hours 1 minute and 56 seconds. Jets GM Mike Mockagnan discusses the team using the draft to help shore up weaknesses and his excitement to see the new picks on the field. Murray, the newest Jets quarterback, 2018 first-rounder Sam Darnold, toured his new home on Friday as he drank in the Jets' Florham Park facility. Darnold joins the Jets as their potential savior that will hopefully pull Gang Green out of the depths of quarterback hell, as Giants GM Dave Gettleman would put it. But that doesn't mean he will waltz his way under center next season, not as long as veteran QB Josh McCown is in the quarterback's room. Jets NFL Draft Recap. 0 hours 3 minutes and 16 seconds. SNY's Ralph Vacchiano and Rich Cerminiello break down NFL Draft Day 3 for the Jets, some sleeper picks, and the overall draft for the team. SNY's NFL insider Ralph Vacchiano and NFL draft analyst Rich Cerminiello wrap up their thoughts on the Jets draftees, a general view of a New York Jets helmet and then NFL football during the game between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets at Ralph Wilson Stadium. Kevin Hoffman, the Jets added running back help in the 6th round, selecting Virginia State RB Trenton Cannon with the No. 204 overall pick. Cannon led the CIAA Division II in rushing after posting 1,638 yards on 212 attempts, 148.9 per game. He also scored 17 touchdowns, which led his Trojan team. Cannon adds running back depth to Gangrene, who lost Matt Forte to retirement. He joins a running backs room that is led by Bilal Powell and sophomore Elijah McGuire. Shanna Lockwood. The Jets have acquired DeHenry Anderson from the Colts in exchange for a 7th-round pick No. 235. Anderson was the Colts' 3rd-round pick in 2015. Anderson has played in 10 or more games in a season just once in his 3-year career. In his rookie season he had a career-high 19 tackles and last season he had a career-high 2 sacks. Foley Fatakasi highlights 0 hours 0 minutes and 33 seconds. SNY rolls the highlights of UConn DT Foley Fatakasi, selected by the New York Jets in the 6th round of the 2018 NFL Draft. The Jets selected UConn DT Lorenzo Fatakasi with their 6th-round pick, 180th overall. Fatakasi, who also goes by Foley, is a Long Island native. In his senior season, Fatakasi 45 total tackles, 7.5 for loss with 4.0 sacks. Fatakasi recorded 14.0 sacks during his career at UConn. September 1, 2016, Winston-Salem, NC, USA, Tulane Green Wave cornerback Perry Nickerson, 17, lines up against the Wake Forest Demon Deacons during the second half at BB. Wake defeated Tulane 7-3. Mandatory credit, Jeremy Brevard. USA Today Sports. Jeremy Brevard. After twice trading down, the Jets select Tulane CB Perry Nickerson in the 6th round, 179th overall. Nickerson made 55 tackles his senior season with 8 passes defended and 6 interceptions. In his collegiate career, Nickerson made 16 interceptions, taking one back for a touchdown. Chris Herndon highlights 0 hours 0 minutes and 41 seconds. SNY rolls the highlights of Miami Tate. Chris Herndon, chosen by the New York Jets in the 4th round of the 2018 NFL Draft. The Jets selected Miami Tate Chris Herndon with their 4th-round pick, 107th overall. Herndon, who stands at 6 feet 4 inches and weighs 253 pounds, made 40 catches for 477 yards with 4 touchdowns during his senior season at Miami this year. Herndon's athletic ability will flash on tape, but his college production was pedestrian and he's still very raw, wrote NFL analyst Lance Zierlein. He has TE2 potential if he can improve his upper body strength and hand placement as a blocker. While Miami used him as a run-after-the-catch option, NFL teams may lock in on his ability to threaten defenses on the 2nd and 3rd levels. Herndon has exciting athletic ability, but there is still plenty of room for improvement before he becomes a factor in the NFL. The Jets drafted DT Nathan Shepard in the 3rd round on Friday night after drafting QB Sam Darnold with the 3rd overall pick on Thursday. Barring trades, they have 3 picks left, number 157, number 179, and no. 235. Geico Sports Night. Darnold 0 hours 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Sam Darnold talks about how it's felt to join the Jets organization after being chosen with the No. 3 overall pick on Thursday night. Geico Sports Night. Jets 0 hours 0 minutes and 46 seconds. Jets general manager Mike Mockagnan breaks down the team's selection of defensive tackle Nathan Shepard in the 3rd round. The Jets decided to bolster their defensive line by picking Fort Hays State DT Nathan Shepard with the 72nd overall pick. Ralph Bacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, Archive. If you're a team like the Jets, still in the beginning stages of a total rebuild, you can take a chance on raw players like Nathan Shepard, a Canadian who was a smallish linebacker in high school before growing into an NFL-caliber defensive tackle at Division II, Fort Hays, Con. State. New York Jets quarterback Bryce Petty, 9, throws a pass during the first half of an NFL football game against the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday. Dec. 24, 2017, in East Rutherford, NJ. AP photo, Bill Kistrun, AP, with the Jets taking Sam Darnold at number 3 Thursday night. Teams have contacted GM Mike Mockagnan about QB Bryce Petty, per NFL Network's Ian Rapoport. Teams contacted the Jets about the prospect of trading for Petty last season, but Mockagnan wouldn't listen. This time around, though, is different as the Jets not only have Darnold on their roster now, but with Josh McCown and Teddy Bridgewater in their quarterback's room, there may not be a need for Petty. Christian Hackenberg is also on the team's roster. Petty was the Jets' 4th-round draft pick back in 2015, and has seen limited time with New York since then. In 10 career games, 7 starts, Petty has thrown for 1,353 yards on 245 receptions with 4 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He has not panned out. The Jets had hoped with a 1-6 record and 53.1 completion percentage over his young career. USC. AP photo, David J. Phillip, AP, Ralph Vacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, Archive, Arlington, Texas. Just a year and a half ago, Sam Darnold was a backup quarterback on a USC team struggling to rediscover its place on the national stage. He had actually been recruited at first to play linebacker, one of the positions he played in high school until his starting quarterback got hurt. So yes, life has come at the still only 20-year-old Darnold fast over the last few years. But that's nothing compared to what's coming next. Gettleman on passing on Darnold. 0 hours 1 minute and 5 seconds. Giants general manager Dave Gettleman disputes the point that passing on Sam Darnold will cause problems for the Giants in the long term. Giants GM Dave Gettleman was told after drafting RB Saquon Barkley no. To that, the guy you passed on was drafted by the team across town right after you, and Gettleman couldn't care less about what becomes of Sam Darnold, even though he's with the Jets. Slow down, Gettleman told the reporter who posed the question. We passed on about 230,000 players. You guys have got to understand me, I don't care. All I care about is the New York Football Giants, and every decision we make will be in the best interest of the New York Football Giants. I don't care about that stuff. It doesn't bother me. I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy. I don't care. Every decision that we are going to make is going to be in the best interest of the New York Football Giants. It is going to be in the best interest of this iconic franchise. New York Jets general manager Mike Maccagnan, Brad Penner, USA Today Sports Images, Ralph Vacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, Archive, Arlington, Texas. Sam Darnold wasn't just the Jets' first-round pick. He was their 2 second-round picks too. That was part of what it cost them to trade with the Indianapolis Colts to move up in the first round from no. 6 to no. 3. Obviously they think it was well worth it, especially after the consensus #1 quarterback in the draft fell right into their hands. But they'll have plenty of time to ponder that on day 2 of the NFL draft now that they have no second-round picks at all. They do have a 3rd-round pick, the 8th pick in that round, 72nd overall, and they have the theoretical ability to trade up into the 2nd round if they want and if they can. They also have plenty of needs, including most notably an edge rusher, which figures to be their primary target, if one is there, on Friday night. So who could they be targeting in round 3? It's a little hard to figure, not knowing yet who will be off the board in round 2. But here's a look at some of the names the Jets will likely be watching. October 14, 2017, Los Angeles, California, USA, Southern California Trojans quarterback Sam Darnold. Kirby Lee, Jonas Schwartz and Willie Colon are back in the studio to give their instant reaction to the Jets' selection of quarterback Sam Darnold with the 3rd pick in the NFL draft. The guys welcome in SNY draft expert Ralph Cerminiello to break down the positives and negatives of Darnold's game. Then, SNY Jets analyst Ray Lucas joins the show to give his 2 cents on the pick, and to discuss whether Darnold has the tools to be a great QB in the NFL. Sam Darnold talks Jets with SNY. 0 hours 2 minutes and 3 seconds. SNY NFL insider Ralph Vacchiano talks to Sam Darnold after the QB was chosen by the New York Jets with the 3rd pick in the NFL draft. When this whole thing started, USC QB Sam Darnold was projected to be the #1 overall pick. He was the safest quarterback prospect that checked all the boxes, but the Browns decided to go with Oklahoma QB Baker Mayfield. And the Giants steered clear of a quarterback, going with Penn State RB Saquon Barkley instead. So, when the Jets saw Darnold in their lap at no. 3, they called his name. New York Jets quarterback Josh McCown drops back to pass in the 2nd quarter against the New York Jets at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Isaiah J. Downing, USA Today Sports. Upon the Jets drafting Sam Darnold with the no. 3 pick on Thursday, Jets quarterback Josh McCown took a moment to realize how old he really is, thanks to one of his daughters. McCown, 38, who resigned with New York on a 1-year deal in the offseason, will likely groom the 20-year-old Darnold during the former USC Trojans' rookie year. And one of his daughters helped put things into perspective. Maccagnan on Darnold's selection. 0 hours 0 minutes and 57 seconds. Jets general manager Mike Maccagnan discusses how the Jets landed on Sam Darnold with the 3rd overall pick in Thursday's draft. I knew whatever happens, happens. And it happens for a reason. I'm really excited about being with the Jets, really excited to meet my teammates and co-SNY's Jets panel on Darnold pick 0 hours 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Ray Lucas, Willie Colon and the SNY Jets crew react to the selection of QB Sam Darnold by the Jets with the 3rd pick in the NFL Draft. Ralph Vacchiano, Facebook, Twitter, archive. When the Jets traded up from number 6 to no. 3, they were convinced that the best quarterback in the draft likely wouldn't be available. So this was quite a surprise. Tim Heitman, the Jets have the guy who they hope is their quarterback of the future, with the no. 3 overall pick in the NFL Draft. The Jets selected USC QB Sam Darnold, who many experts had going no. To the Browns, however, he slipped down to the Jets, and they jumped on the opportunity. SNY's Ralph Vacchiano reported last week that Darnold could be in consideration if the Browns or Giants didn't take him first. The assumption by most was that the pick would be between UCLA's Josh Rosen or Oklahoma's Baker Mayfield. Top QB prospect Sam Darnold 0 hours 1 minute and 2 seconds. Former USC quarterback Sam Darnold is expected to be taken as one of the top QBs in the 2018 NFL Draft. The Jets traded up and got their guy. Sam Darnold is coming to New York. Darnold completed 63.1% of his passes for 4,143 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions in 14 games in 2017 during his 2nd season as a starter for the Trojans. Here are some of Darnold's best moments at USC. Southern California Trojans quarterback Sam Darnold throws the ball against the Oregon State Beavers during the 2nd quarter at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Kelvin Kuo, USA Today Sports. With the 3rd pick of the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select USC QB Sam Darnold. Darnold, 20, completed 63.1% of his passes for 4,143 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions in 14 games in 2017 during his 2nd season as a starter for the Trojans. But how did the Jets players react to the pick? Head to SNY on Facebook and Twitter to watch SNY's Draft Night live tonight as soon as the Jets are on the clock with the no. Jonas Schwartz, former NFL players and current SNY analysts Ray Lucas and Willie Colon, and SNY draft expert Rich Cerminiello will be giving analysis in advance of the pick and reaction after April 26, 2018, Arlington, Texas, USA. A general view of the front of the stadium before the NFL Draft at Mandatory credit, Tim Heitman, USA Today Sports. Tim Heitman, tuned to SNY tonight at 7 for the Jets Nation Draft Day special, which will take you right up to when the Browns go on the clock with the no. 1 pick at the draft at 8 p.m. The special will feature Jonas Schwartz, Ray Lucas, and Willie Colon from our SNY studios, with Gene Coakley reporting from the Jets facility at Florham Park and Ralph Vacchiano from Dallas, the site of this year's NFL Draft. Stanford, CA, USA, UCLA Bruins quarterback Josh Rosen, 3, Sergio Estrada, November 18, 2017, Los Angeles, California, USA, Southern California Trojans quarterback Sam Darnold, right, and UCLA Bruins quarterback Josh Rosen, 3, shake hands after their game at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Mandatory credit, Kelvin Kuo, USA Today Sports. Kelvin Kuo, at least one of USC QB Sam Darnold, UCLA QB Josh Rosen, and Wyoming QB Josh Allen will be on the board when the Jets select at no. 3 overall at the NFL Draft on Thursday night. All 3 quarterbacks spoke with SNY's Ralph Vacchiano about the potential of playing for the Jets, with Rosen playfully jawing back at Vacchiano. Click below to see